All
still
right, good
8:30. It's still
morning.
8:30, so you're okay.
Good morning, everyone. I do want to share with you. I was in like a different kind of mood today. So instead of like a motivational, it's a little bit of a thought provoking. So good morning, but we do want to start with our energy. So on three, one, two, three.
I'm
I'm
ready.
ready.
All right, guys. As we wrap up another week of Remarkable Morning, I want to share something that happened last night that kind of really made me stop and think. My husband Tony was going through a drawer in his desk and he found a USB drive. It wasn't labeled, so he put it into the computer, and what appeared on the screen was kind of like opening a time capsule. It was pictures from 2012 to 2015. They had come off an old cell phone that we had gotten rid of. Well, we haven't looked at these pictures in years. And over the next hour, we stood there scrolling through these pictures. And these are pictures of graduations and holidays and vacations, moments that I had completely forgotten about. And then something fascinating happened. As each picture appeared, I wasn't just remembering the image, I could remember the moment. I could remember exactly where I was. I could remember what was happening in my business. I could remember who was working alongside me. I also could remember the challenges that I may have been facing or the goals that I was chasing, the worries that I had, the things that I thought were so important at that time. It was almost as if the years came rushing back to me in an instant. And then this morning, as I sat quietly, I couldn't stop thinking about it because what hit me was this. Every picture we were looking at was once taken today. Every memory was a normal Tuesday. Every graduation was a busy week. Every celebration was part of a stressful end of the month. Every moment that now feels so significant was simply life unfolding. And I realized something. The moment we're living right now is becoming a memory. The conversation, this morning, this week, this season of your life, it may feel permanent while we're in it, but it's not. And as fast as we come together, it becomes yesterday. And that realization became a little bittersweet because it reminds us how quick life moves. And suddenly you're standing in front of a computer looking at pictures from a decade ago, wondering where that time went. But this isn't meant to make us sad. It's actually meant to make us intentional. Because if this moment is becoming a memory, then the question becomes, what kind of memory are we creating? Are we showing up? How are we treating people? How are we using the gifts that we've been given? Because one day we won't remember every family that we helped. We won't remember every meeting or every email, but I bet you will remember the impact. We'll remember the people and the moments. We'll remember how we made other people feel. And it was very interesting and more than, why I wanted to share this with you today. As I finished typing this at 6:30 this morning, I got a pop-up Teams message. And that pop-up Teams message on my computer was from a team member sharing with me how much he enjoys my morning messages and how they help him start his day in a positive way. That's intentional. And that's exactly the reason why I ensure that they are sent at 5:30 in the morning every morning, because I intentionally want my team to begin their day in a positive way. I think about all the people that's come into my life over the years. Some have stayed for a season, some have stayed for a lifetime, but almost every one of them left something behind. A lesson, a perspective, a memory, a gift. And it made me think of the responsibility we all have, not just to succeed, not just to achieve, but to leave things a little better than we found them, to leave people a little better, organizations a little better, to leave the world better than we found it. Because at the end of the day, that's impact. Impact isn't always grand, it isn't always visible, and it is not always recognized. Sometimes it's a kind word, a note of encouragement, a moment of belief in someone else, a conversation that changed someone's perspective. And often we never know the ripple effect. We don't know how far it travels. We don't know how many lives it touches. But I'm here to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it matters. I think that's one of the reasons why I love the Remarkable Morning sessions so much. Not because they're perfect or we have all the answers. It's because every morning we get an opportunity to come together and plant our seeds. That's all we're really doing. Planting seeds, a thought, an idea, a reminder. And we never know which seeds are going to take root. We never know which ones are going to show up exactly when you need to hear it. We never know which ones will change the trajectory of your day or a decision or even your life. And that's why I'm grateful for all of you, because joining this call is a choice. You have 100 other things you could be doing, emails and calls, responsibilities pulling at your attention, yet you chose to spend time and moments right here. I don't take it lightly because choices are hard. Time is precious, and your willingness to invest in yourself and in others is something I deeply appreciate. My hope has never been that every lesson lands perfectly. My hope is much simpler. This is that one little nugget attaches to your heart, an idea, a sentence, a thought, something that will stay with you, and then you can share it with someone else. Maybe encouraging that teammate, inspiring a client, helping a friend, or showing up differently. And suddenly that one little nugget multiplies, and then someone else shares it along. Before you know it, your impact is far greater than any of us could have done alone. And that's the beauty of impact. It multiplies. Kindness multiplies. Encourage multiplies. Belief, service, love multiplies. And that's why I believe our responsibility isn't simply to succeed. It's to multiply good, hope, opportunity, belief, impact, because this moment is becoming a memory. And the question is, what memory are you creating? What are you leaving behind? What ripple are you starting? And as we end into the end of our week, I want to challenge you to be intentional. Slow down enough to notice the moments. Tell people you appreciate them. Spend that time with who you love. Take the picture. Make the call. Write the note, create the memory, and remember that one day today's ordinary moment may become one of your most treasured memories. Thank you all for spending your morning with me. Thank you for allowing me to be part of your journey. Thank you for your commitment to growth, leadership, and impact. Have a remarkable rest of your week. And remember, this moment matters more than you think.
Thank
Have a
you, Laura.
great day, guys.
Amen. Beautiful.
Bye.